They called it the War of Imperiums. Three heavy weights: 3793, 3790, and 3787. The rule: two Imperiums against one. The vibe: absolute chaos. Because when you lock thousands of sleep-deprived gamers in one map, it stops being a KVK and starts being a social experiment with healing cues. Passes opened, fog cleared. Global chat went from quiet to pure panic. 3793 teamed up with 3790, 85 and 800. Across the map, 87, 95, 91, and 92. On paper, it's alliances and strategy. In practice, it's diplomacy held together by caffeine and sheer trauma. Before flags even kissed, the whales smelled blood. The krakens of every kingdom started random teleporting into enemy territory like they'd been fasting all season. A war was finally on the menu. No plan, no sleep, just dopamine and teleport animations. We did it, 87 did it. The field turned into a disco of dead marches. Ball fights everywhere. T5s dueling like their credit card were on the lines. And T4s making memes about emotional support marches. It was less military coordination, more every man for himself, but with alliance tags. Then finally, the flags met, and that's when the real KVK started.
In this Zone 6, it was 93 and 85 against 87 and 92. Two Imperiums alongside their supporting alliances. Our plan? Simple. 93 EC, the tip of the spear, the meat shield, the main vanguard. 3793 main alliance, the last line of defense, anchoring the fort build while EC held the storm. In a perfect world, this would have been clean, but this was not a perfect world. This was KVK. The moment the passes opened, whales teleported in like it was feeding time at the top of the food chain. Marches flying everywhere, random T5s punching air, sieges accidentally hitting allies. It was beautiful and slightly dramatic. Ball fights broke out immediately. Massive clusters of armies colliding like confetti at a demolition derby. Flags dropped, forts started to rise. 87 did not waste time. They built their fort fast, aggressively chaining flags towards our main alliance position. We countered with shell alliances, trying to block their advance, but things did not go as planned. Their focus was surgical. They bulldozed through our shells one by one until their flag touched the doorstep of 3793's main fort. The pressure was suffocating. Rallies were constant. Every few minutes, something lit up. Reinforcements were running dry. And every time someone said it's fine, we can hold, another rally notification popped up like a jump scare. Hours passed, the front line was chaos incarnate. T5s were brawling like monsters, while T4s ran around cleaning up, healing. But beneath all that madness, the line held. Barely. It was not glory, it was grit. 93 EC burned, 3793 rebuilt, 87 kept coming. Then, in the middle of the chaos, everything changed. Word spread. 87 was moving part of their force to help 95 fight 90 in their own Zone 6. At first, no one believed it. Surely, they would not split their army mid-war, right? But they did. And that was the crack in their armor we had been waiting for. As their focus divided, their pressure thinned, their rallies slowed. Their flags started to flicker, and then one by one, they fell. 93 did not waste time. We counterbuilt, aggressively, decisively, pushing alongside 85. What started as a brutal stalemate turned into a slow, suffocating collapse. 87 was getting pinched from both fronts, 93 from behind, 95 from the flank. They tried to reinforce, they tried to rally. But when you're surrounded on all sides, strategy just becomes survival. And just like that, the kingdom that once roared was quiet. The map, once a canvas of fire, dimmed to embers. 87 advanced stopped cold. Their forts burned. Their flags gone. What was supposed to be our last line of defense turned into their final resting point. The irony? They did this to themselves. In trying to be everywhere, they ended up nowhere. When the battlefield turned into pure chaos, Primetime did not flinch. They thrived. While everyone else was figuring out who to rally, Primetime was already burning flags and asking, what's next? These guys were not just another alliance. They were the heartbeat of 3793. The ones who never logged off, never backed down, and somehow still managed to make lag look like a skill issue. When the map started falling apart, Primetime held the line. When others hesitated, they doubled rallies. When calls got messy, they made it look like choreography. This was the War of Imperiums. We stood tall. We fought. We adapted. We conquered. KVK3's coming, and this time, the battlefield's bigger, louder, and meaner. These are the kingdoms that we are watching out for. 3777 rises from the ashes, battle-scarred, carrying the weight of a kingdom torn by betrayal. Their king, Xiphus, once a name of power, now a lesson in loyalty. They've got something to prove, and everyone knows a wounded lion bites harder. Then, there's 3772, the golden child of the Imperiums, undefeated, unshaken. KVK1 conquered, KVK2 dominated. They walk into the season not as contenders, but as the storm itself. And somewhere in between it all, us, 3793. Tempered by fire, bonded by sleepless nights, and powered by pure, stubborn energy. Refreshed, rearmed, and already sharpening the memes for KVK3. Because in this war of Imperiums, there are no victims, no villains, no peace. Only kingdoms fighting to carve their names into history. One burned fort at a time. And when the dust settles, we will still be there, standing, laughing, probably still blaming the lag.